What's up, everyone? Another kid you here. How you guys doing today? Welcome to episode 5 of Noonami. Hope you guys are having a good day and everything else. So today you actually just have actually me today for once. This is actually gonna be my first time actually doing this by myself. Sandstorm and Vito couldn't make it. Sandstorm, or should I say Vito actually was not feeling good at the moment, so I got a message from him, and Sandstorm has some family stuff to take care of, so I was like, well, let me do this show by myself and see how this plays out. So, yeah, so strap in, guys. It's gonna be a fun one. So our topic is going to be on rom-coms, so dramas, rom-coms, stuff like that. So that was gonna be our topic for today, but I'll get into that a little bit later, just to let you guys know what's up. So if you guys wonder how I've been doing, I've been doing good. I've just been having a lot of stuff to take care of. As you can see, the playpen's here, but my co-host Obadiah, Obi for short, is not here. He's actually with his grandmother. So it's like, and plus he's getting ready to turn 8 months. So this kid has been very entertaining. Like, being a father has actually been a fun adventure. I would think, like, to me personally, I would think, I don't know, I thought it was gonna be very hard and everything else, but when you kind of look at your son and look at it from the perspective of, hey, I'm just kind of learning everything as I go, but I'm learning a lot from my son at the same time. So it's been very, very fun. Having fun having him in this world and learning new things for him, because he's starting to get certain little characteristics of me, like how I am, maybe as a kid, maybe, or maybe not. So it's kind of interesting how that plays out. As for that, I just been trying to game a little bit, trying to work on some stuff. I have worked on a recording. I finished Princess Peach, so now I'm working on the Castlevania collections. The the 3DS Advance one. So I'm working on that right now. I'm working on the Portrait of Ruins. I have already a video up. I should be uploading another one very soon. Because I had to break it into three parts because Obi wouldn't let me kind of put in like a good amount of like an hour into the game, so to do recording, so I had to break them into three parts. And again, he becomes the top priority first. So when something happens or something's wrong with him, I need to make sure he's okay. So I had to always stop the recordings. So there's that. So as for icebreakers, usually I would have an icebreaker, but since I'm kind of like doing this on my own, I had one, and I would usually do the usual like what we always been doing, like what we were watching and everything else anime wise. So I can actually do that as for the time being. I'm kind of working on stuff that's kind of like behind schedules. So there are some animes I kind of put on for like last week's episodes of animes. I kind of been putting them on hold. Certain ones I kept up to date, some I haven't. I know Goodbye Dragon. Was it Goodbye Dragon Life? I believe it's called. Hold on, let me pull it up because I always can't remember the names of them in my head. I hate this. Sorry, I usually have some of this stuff up and running, but you know, sometimes it pops up, sometimes it doesn't. I just don't like that. So let me see. I think I got it right. Oh, I think it's wrong. Nope, it's wrong. Sorry. Give me a second. I'm trying to log into my website. Go to keep tabs of animes and stuff. So give me one second. Oh, there we go. We're up. Oh, this is on a break. Wow. Like what was the name it's called? I think it's called. Yeah, it's this one right here. Yeah, Goodbye Dragon Life. Yeah, so I actually am up to date to that one. So I really want to see this yesterday's episode because of the fact of I read the main. Well, more like I didn't say read. How do I phrase this? I kind of read the manga, but in a way, it's more of like I listened to it while I was at work up to a certain point. So I got to a certain point into the series, and then I have to read the rest. So I'm still continuing reading it. So there were certain parts I wanted to see, and the scene that we got this week, I really want to see it because of I want to see how it was setting itself up. So that was one thing I want to see. So there's that one. What's another one I have played? I caught up with. So there's that one. Da da da. I pretty much need to watch last week and this week's episode because I believe we're almost done. I think. Let me check. I think we should be done with Dun 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 next. Yeah, Dun 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 should be done next week. Next Thursday will be the final episode. So there's that. So yeah, there's some animes that I'm want to finish like so like Dun 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 I actually want to watch, so I want to watch these two episodes so I can see how we're setting up the final episode for that. There's I think this one is called Lunar Life in Another World. This one I'm actually am going to read because there's more to the story, so I know we're going to be getting a season two, but I don't know if we're going to get it, judging how certain companies are. So yeah, there's some stuff I've been kind of watching. What else is on there? Rama One Half, the remake, the 2024 Rama One Half I have not touched because I want to let it do what it needs to do, and then when it's officially done, I want to officially like dive in and go like just reminisce and everything else. I think we should be yeah. So there's that one. Spice that in there. The one anime I'm kind of ready to see for their finale and where it is because I kind of got spoiled and there was a reason why, and it's MF Ghost. The reason why I say this is because I didn't get a chance to watch. Let me see. There was two episodes. There was the previous week and the week before that. I didn't get a chance to watch those two, and then I finally got a chance to watch them, and I was very impressed with them so far. And then when I saw the preview for the next episode, it put me to a state of like, why is this happening? What's going on? Like I didn't care about the race or anything. I was like, what's going on with this person? Why is this person doing this? What's going on? What's happening? why you setting us up to like before we get into this final up before we get into these the final episodes, why are we in this situation? So it's one of those things that's like I had to dive in and read the manga for a specific point just to know what's happening because I like to know why this person is doing what this person is doing. I can't say what it is. You gotta wait till this week, this Sunday to check it out. So that's definitely one. So Sandstorm, if you actually get a chance to look at this video, if you have not watched the previous two episodes of MF Ghost, wait till this Sunday to get three because you're gonna be like me asking questions, and I don't want you to be in that situation to ask questions. So that's I'm just giving you a heads up. So there's that. Um, yeah, so there's a good amount of animes I've been really kind of watching. So I've been paying attention to like Chicken on Frontier. I'm already enjoying it. We're now getting back into the swing of things again from where we had the series. What else is in here? Um, I don't know even know. I'm not gonna try to name this, but I'm just gonna say from the commonplace to the world's strongest. This is season 3, and I feel like we're gonna get. Ooh, I didn't realize it told me how many episodes. Okay, so I guess we're getting 16 episodes this time, and not 12. So okay, that works for me. Um, so yeah, there's some stuff I will do. There are some other animes in here I want to talk about too. One of them is called I Become the Villainess Who Goes Down in History. I want to talk about this in another segment, another episode next time. I think maybe 2 episodes later. Because I think that topic is going to be, if you guys want to get a heads up just early in advance, this topic is going to be on 2 episodes later. I think I'm going to do an episode on isekais. Because to be very surprised that these specific animes are just very interesting in their own entity because there's a lot of stuff to bring up and I want to like kind of dive into that a little bit later, but we'll talk about that. But anyway, this anime is a really good one, but I want to bring this up later into another episode. So there's that. Although it does kind of fits into the rom com topic, but I look at it more as an isekai rom com situation. So we'll get into that a little bit later. As far as that goes, that's pretty much mostly I've been watching. There's a good amount of stuff I've been catching up on. I may bring up about this anime. I may think about it just out of curiosity. But yeah, I'm just kind of going through my list of like the stuff I'm watching, and I do have my stuff set up for stuff like that. All right, so with that, without further ado, with that, let's get into some news. I kind of am going to kind of go on the fly on this one because, like I said, I'm on my own, so I'm just going to kind of roll with it. I may throw in a few things here and there, just see what catches my attention because right now, looking at my usual website for anime news, there are topics on if you have not seen yesterday, and also if you have not watched depending on the time frame you guys are, if it's either yesterday or last night, we did have the video game awards, so we had that. I'm not gonna go into details on that because I'll let Sandstorm go into that because I think that might be his topic for tomorrow on the Sandstorm show. Or yeah, so the Sandstorm show. Sorry, I'm sorry. Don't kill me, Sandstorm. Yeah, so he may bring that up, and I might actually make an appearance in the show. So we'll go from there. Maybe. Depending on the situation and depending when time I get home. So there's that. Let's see. So let's see if I can find some news here that may catch my attention. Um, oh, it's a new Gundam. There's a Gundam. We got a good amount of trailers to show. I got 5 trailers for you guys. There's one I gotta find. Yeah, there's one I gotta find because me and Sandstorm actually talked about this one trailer, and I was hoping he'd be on here that I can actually show him again because we just now got a better trailer of it that would explain now that what this anime is about, and go from there. It's kind of hard to find some good stuff here, so I'm like really digging for some news. Let's see. I know. Yeah, give me this one because I know I need to. Wait, is this the one I'm looking at for? Let me check something here. Is the new stuff or okay? Yeah, I need this for later. I will bring these up for later. This is actually going to be some new information on how these animes are going, how the new animes are up to so far. Um, wow, it is hard to find some news. My goodness, I was not expecting that. So yeah, I think I will bring this up later. I think I'll bring this up before. I do have one I'm going to bring up, but I'll bring it up after the topic and stuff before I get into the trailers. I do have. So I am going to bring up about some announcements on animes that are coming out. And if you guys know, and I'll just tell you the ones I'm actually looking forward to. So there's that. I may actually do this sooner if I don't actually find anything. Just to let you guys know. So, oh man, finding news. Let's see. Yeah, most of the stuff in news right now for anime is mostly on games because of the Video Game Awards. So it's kind of really hard to find some news here. And I mean, literally, it really is. Man, oh man, oh man. Wow, I really cannot find any news. This is not good. Yeah, the Video Game Awards kind of took over. Literally. Um, wow. Huh. That's interesting. Let's see. Crunchyroll adds 2007 Yes Precure 5 anime to the catalog. So I guess we're getting more. So I guess Crunchyroll is finally now starting to get more and more of the Precure series. So, so yeah. So if you guys don't know, so if you've never heard of Precure, Precure is one of the like think of it as like the Sailor like basically think of it like Sailor Moon, but just like different versions of it. Well, it's kind of hard to it's how do I'm trying to see if I can explain this because Precure or originally the first series is called Pretty Cure before they changed it to Precure. Pretty Cure basically are two characters. Cure Black and Cure White. Basically, they're just like your usual like Sailor Moon superheroes whatsoever. Same concept. It's just that it's always has something to do with like they have certain animals that are from a different universe or yeah from a different universe and then like the evil entities are always coming from their universe to to the modern world or to Earth basically, and it's always something happens and they always find two girls to become precures to stop the force of evil, and they're always but then the enemies are always saying certain specific names or worse being like depending on what the name of the title of the series is. Like I forgot what it is for Pretty Cure, but I know for like the latest that we are into that we're basically about to finish, which I believe is called, and I totally forgot the name because I need to finish it. Wonderful Precure. I know I forget what the enemies always say, but they always say a certain like it's like a growl, but it's like a word they say, but it's like the enemy's like logo. So each enemy has their things. So I like the Precure series. It's been like I kind of it took me a minute to get into it, but I think like up to a certain point I did start getting into it because of at the time I was watching the I think the Super Sentai, which is like the Japanese Power Rangers, and then got into the Kamen Rider series, and they had like this little lineup where you have uh, Super Sentai, whoever it was. I think when I first got into it, I think it was the Samurai Power Rangers. Then it was one of the Precure series, and then I think I got into Kiba, Kamen Rider Kiba. So that's when I kind of got into it. And then I kind of start following it. It's like it's just been one thing after another. So it's interesting. Like up to where we're at now, it is a very good series. I like how the art style is getting better and better as it goes. Story's getting interesting and it gets better. I think my favorite one that I like so far that really set the bar high for me was I think it was Sweet, not sweet as in like the like something sweet, but it's like It's like the musical note. I think it's like Suits or Sweets. But I think it's Suits. I think I might say it wrong, but it was Suits. Precure. It's the one with it's the musical one basically, where, um, I liked it because I like how the story was going and everything else, but I also liked the ending because the ending was very surprising. You would never expect it because I would never thought the heroes would basically save a villain, or because once you kind of find out the reason why and understand the whole series from start to finish, you will understand the reason behind everything. So there's that. Um, sorry, I gotta change some. I forgot. I left something on. I forgot to turn. Anyways, so yeah, so there's that. So yeah, there's really like so that's one of the news I actually one of them I have, but I see that Crunchyroll is now still working on trying to get all of them because there's a lot of series. There's a lot of them are like coming out that I'm still waiting on. Let's see. Hold on, what they added. I think I see they added. Ooh, hello. Let's see. Do Crunchyroll added? Yes, Picture 5. So the catalog on Wednesday. Crunchyroll describes the anime story. We're not gonna go into that. Crunchyroll added the Go Princess Precure, Pretty Witchy Pretty Cure, or Maho Girl Precure. Um, let's see, Precure Splash Star and Precure Max Heart, which is supposed to be I think it's season 3. It's either season 2 or season 3 of Pretty Cure, like the very first one, but it's like the second season. But then we're supposed to be getting another one coming very soon. And I think it's supposed to be the magic one, but I think it's supposed to be them it's supposed to be the sequel to it, but I think it's supposed to be them as an adult, I guess, because we end up getting like the Precure 5. Yes, Precure 5 as like the adult one, which was actually really it was very interesting series, and I actually enjoyed it for what it was. So, okay, latest and see February 5th. So yeah, so we should be getting that coming in. Trying to see what else we got. There's gotta be some other news. I'm looking at. Oh wow, if that's actually true. I think I saw stream flow and okay. So when is that supposed to be coming? Oh, that's coming in January. Ooh. So we do have another trailer for the Castlevania, but I don't have it on my list to actually watch. I feel like Vito's gonna actually bring that up for some reason. So if not, I may put it on my list. So just depending on him, I have to talk with him about it. Yeah. So there's not really like I said, there's not really a lot of news basically. I'm just kind of like I'm going through this list and like there's nothing catching my attention. I think the other thing that if I can find it because I think I saw it earlier, but let me see. It was that's funny. I know I've seen it, but where did it go? Huh. Oh, I don't see it. This is not cool. Because there was actually some news about something Pacific, and I have brought this up about a few times. Oh, where are you? I know I've seen it. Like I saw it as like a quick glance at it, and I meant to actually, add it to my list. Oh man, yep, it's not here. There was okay. So here it is. There it is. Boom, 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 boom. This was looking for right here. I found it. Okay. So I had brought this up before. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see if they actually have something better. I'm trying to see if I can find more information. Let's see. Where are you? Oh wow. Okay, so let me explain what I'm looking at right now so I can tell you guys. So a while back, I think this may have been a couple episodes ago. I had brought up about something Pacific. So if you guys never heard of this, basically, so if you guys never heard of Dat Punk is one of my favorite um alternative, not alternative, what they consider as, I think they're more of like, I can't say rock. That's the thing that makes me so mad. And I'm a big fan of him. And I'm trying to think of like what's the word I'm looking for. Like house music, basically. They're more like house. They're more house music. So and I actually fell in love with them. I think like it took me a minute to kind of get into them, but then I think when Discovery came out, that's when I kind of fell in love with them a little more, and I think I got into them because at the time back in the day, when I was younger, Toonami had a Pacific segment at night, which was like it was what was it called? Not midnight, the Midnight Run, basically. But they had a special segment. I think it was on a Friday or Saturday. It was either that or Adult Swim. It was one of the two. And they actually had threw in a bunch of stuff. Like they had gave us like, oh, we're gonna give you these different animations and stuff like that. Like they showed us like music, like a bunch of music videos, anime music videos, stuff like that. So they had showed us like a few songs from the Gorillas. They gave us a few songs from Dat Punk, which is from Discovery. They showed us the Animatrix. They showed us a good amount of stuff. So when I got into like the Animatrix, because I wanted to know more about it, because they only showed us like one or two episodes of that. They showed us two or three animes from the Gorillas, like one of their music videos, and then they showed us the first four tracks for Discovery from that punk, which was actually called the Interstellar 5555. So, for those who don't know what Interstellar 5555 is, it's basically it's that punk's like it's Discovery. It's the soundtrack to or not soundtrack. It's the music to Discovery, their album Discovery, but it's now put into anime form. So I have been a big fan of this because I have the DVD and I fell in love with it from the start because I only seen the first four and the first four tracks were, if I remember, was um God, this is gonna kill me. I know two of the four, and like I say, I am a big fan of it, but it's always the first four tracks, and I can never memorize what I remember. Two of them, I know track number one was called "One More Time," and the fourth track was called "Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger." Pause. So, but I couldn't remember the other two tracks. So give me a second. I will tell you in just a minute because I could not remember it at the tip of my head. Ooh, what the heck? What the heck? That's new. Sorry, I'm on Spotify and I'm looking. I was like, whoa, they changed the cover. Because they really changed the cover. Holy, oh my, they that's amazing. So for anybody who don't know, originally the cover for Discovery was basically just it was a black cover that basically said Discovery. Now I guess because of the new of this movie came out and everything else that came out in theaters, I will go into details in a minute. They changed the cover from the black cover to like the animation to it, which is great. Um, so let's see. So the first, okay, so we had the first four tracks they showed us in the Midnight Run or Adult Swim one to two at the time, way back then. It was One More Time, um, aerodynamics, sorry, digital love, and harder, better, faster, stronger. Pause. So yeah, those are the four tracks they gave us, and they had the music videos for it, and we actually showed that. So that was great. So now let me get into why I actually was bringing this up because apparently they basically had brought it back into theaters for I think it was the month of last month, like the month of my birthday, basically, which was November. And I really did want to see this in theaters just because I wanted to see and this was going to be actually remastered in 4K. So I wanted to see how it is. So basically, this was that it was just originally called Interstellar 5555. Now this is actually called Interstellar 5555: The Story of the Secret Star System. So it's just a little bit more to it. And it's funny because when you look at it, like the five, when you look at the, if you ever get a chance to look at this, basically story, secret, star, system all have the number five in them. Basically supposed to be the S's. So basically, if I'm looking at, because I kind of want to know how it did in sales, which is one of the biggest things I want to know about. If you ever do get a chance to check it out, like look at the video, the pictures and stuff like that, because they do have the comparisons from like the DVD version versus 4K, and I'm looking at these pictures and they look very very amazing. Like, I words can I even describe how beautiful this looks. Like I'm like you can see more thorough details and everything else. So I'm like, I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. Like I would love to see, like, especially this picture, this one. If let me see, maybe I can pull this up. Let me check something out. Let me change this. Share screen. Let me show you this one specific. Do I have another one? Here we go. Yeah. All right. So let me. Okay, this is not going to let. Okay, nope. There we go. So, yeah. So if you look like right here, like this is how how it looked before, like on DVD, and this is how it looks now on in 4K. Which is like I'm looking at the pictures and they're like, these are like amazing. Go away. So yeah, these are like amazing actual pictures. Like would love to see this in theaters so badly. But like if they have it on Blu-ray, I would definitely check this out. Or actually, definitely would pick it up. Honestly. So yeah, I definitely want to get a chance to check that out. If I can find a chance to. All right, put this back up. So yeah, so there's that. Now let's get into the. Okay, so let's look at some of the stuff that's happening right now for the animes, because we're now getting close to the end. We're getting close to the end. So let's see some of these animes that I have on the list that basically I know that I want to check out. How things are going. So right now, um, and they have like episodes, but I'm just going by what the score is looking like so far. So far, Dragon Ball Daima is actually at a 3.7 so far right now. So as we up to 10 episodes, which this is gonna keep going. Running Kenshin is actually at 3.2 because this is the Kyoto series, the Kyoto District series, which is one of my favorites. Goodbye Dragon Life is at 3.7, which I think it should. I think it should be close to like maybe a 4. But then again, we're pretty much about to end this series. We got one more episode left, and we're about to be done. Because I think at the point where they're at right now, it's in a good spot, and I know we're gonna get a season 2 for a reason. Because again, I read ahead of it, know what's happening, but I just want to. The final episode has to set the stage very well for it to be a season 2, and if it doesn't set it correctly, I'm going to be very disappointed. But if not, if they do set it correctly, then we're good. Da 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 is at 4.3, so we're good so far. I already expected that. Loner Life in Another World, we're at 3.8, so kind of not no suspect. I mean, which is the final. This anime's done. I gotta go through 3 episodes of that and finishing it, and there's more coming for that. Let's see. What's another one on the list here? I'll bring this up anyways. Let's see. I Become the Villainess Who Goes Down in History is at 3.9, which makes sense. It makes sense for the score it is. Spiritual Chronicles is at 3.8. I would maybe be. I'm okay with that score, but then I feel like it should be just a point one higher, because it is getting to a good point. From Commonplace to the World's Strongest, season 3, we're looking it's at 3.8. I'll give it that score. That score makes sense because where we're at so far and how it's setting everything sets up. It's kind of going at a slow pace, but it makes sense for what it's doing. So there's that. Uh, MF Ghost is at 3.3. I think I may can agree with people how they feel about it. I tolerate it because I'm at the point with how it is, so I just take it as is with a grain of salt and just roll with it. Uh, let's see what else. What else is on here? Single Love Frontier Season 2, we're at 4.0, which is fine. I'm fine with that score. Where's the other one at? I know it's in here. Rama 1 half. Okay, so Rama 1 half is actually with the 2024 Rama 1 half is at 3.4. No, sorry, 4.3. Let's take that back. Sorry, 4.3, which is good because again, this is still the entry and everything else, so we're good so far. This is season 1. Bleach is at 4.5, which I think we should be getting close from finishing. I think. And I think, yeah, that's about it. So that's what we got there on the list of anime so far of like what I looked at. There are some other stuff I'm looking at, and I mean, scores are what they are. So like Wonderful Precure at 4.9. So I've already been expecting that to be a high score regardless because of what's happening. But it's Gimmel's actually finishing. There's like 49 episodes. We're already at 44, 45, I think. No, we're getting 45, I think, this week. So there's that. Now, before we get into rom cons, I'm gonna before we get into the rom cons and everything else of the story, I'm gonna bring up some stuff here. So Crunchyroll, well, and they're also another site too. Crunchyroll Funimation has now already released what animes are actually going to be here, coming into the winter season. So I hope you guys are actually ready for this. So I'm going to actually tell you the ones that I'm looking forward to, and some of them you're going to actually see trailers for as well because, or I think I have them ready. Let me double check real quick. Let's see. Yes, there are. Yes, there's 3 in here on the list. Yeah, there's 3 here on the list that I'm looking forward to that we're getting. So we'll go from there. I'll explain which one they are. You'll actually hear the names in a minute. So yeah, let's see. So they also got our dates and everything else. So that's actually good news here. I'm actually happy about this that they brought this up. So far in here, and I'm looking at this from the way I'm just gonna look at it from the name. Like I'm just gonna count out how many on this list that I'm looking forward to, and maybe I gotta double check to make sure. Let's see. We're looking at. And I'm looking because they're actually about the dates. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 13 of them on this list that I'm actually very, very looking forward to. So what I look for, and I'm just being honest, what I look for is when it comes to animes and stuff, like if the first thing I look at when I look at first stuff that basically are animes that basically have second seasons. So if I enjoyed the first season, that's always the first thing on my list because I'm always know that there's gonna be season 2s and season 3s and season 4s and whatever coming up. Hold on, I'm actually surprised on something. I think I missed something. Oh, this is Crunchy. Duh, this is Crunchyroll. Sorry, I forgot. There's some stuff here. Whatever number I just said, I don't remember in my head, but there's like also 2 more because there's one that's actually on Netflix. It's not on this list, but it's called Sakamoto Days. We did watch the trailer of this last episode when I believe it was what Sandstorm. I think it was Sandstorm or Vito. I couldn't remember. I had to remember the episode. But anyways, one of them actually watched it, and I was very intrigued by it. And we also have in that trailer we got to see the release dates for part one and part two. So we're getting two parts. So part one of that is going to be starting for the winter season, and then part two is going to be coming around the summertime. So we're going to be getting a continuation of it. So basically, it's going to be 12 episodes each. We're going to get 24 all around the board. So the animes I'm actually looking forward to. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. This one I'm kind of still thinking about, but I am going to check it out. So let's see. So I'm gonna go by the dates of how it is in this order, so I can tell you which one. There's some that's like questionable and everything else. So yeah. But I'm just gonna name the main ones I'm actually looking forward to. The main ones I'm looking forward to is the one that's on January 3rd called "I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class." So I do have a trailer for that. We're gonna be looking at that later. I'm not going to go into details, but I did read the manga before I found out this was going to be an anime, and I'm actually impressed by it and just hearing it and everything else. So it's been great. Let's see. The second one is going to be. Let's see. The second one's going to be January 7th, which is going to be The Unnamed Memory, which is season 2. So if you've never seen the first season, which was actually being very good because how it ended in a way where it's like, how could you leave us hanging like this? So it's definitely worth watching. It's if you have not seen it, check it out. It's a great anime. I enjoy it for what it is. It's good. Let's see. Where is it? The other one is going to be January 10th. Is going to be the biggest piece right here. So, January 10th, which is going to be The Apothecary Diaries, which is season 2. I fell in love with this because the opening song was great, and then it had that whole mystery situation, which was so good, and it makes me very happy to hear that we're getting a second season. So I was definitely excited about that one. The other one that's on the list is basically I may be a good receptionist, but I'll also any boss to clock out on time. Sounds funny. I will show you a trailer later because I've seen it earlier, so I get to show you how it looks. Go from there. Um, let's see. So there's that one. January 11th is also another one because this one really anticipate this one. The 11th of January and the 12th of January are also two I'm actually looking forward to. So on the 11th, which is another manga I read a very good chunk of it, and I'm still working on it, which I gotta remember where I left off when I was listening to it while I was at work, and it was like the video was like 5 to 6 hours long, and I was like went through the whole thing. I was like, holy cow, what's happening? So I'm hoping this will do 24 episodes. I'm hoping because it's you cannot just like I can understand do a season 2 and a season 3, but you can't just go like 5, 6, 7 seasons. Like you gotta at least do a 24 episode of this one. This one's called I left my A rank party to help. Wait, is this it? Yeah, this is it. I think this is the right one. Just double check. I left my A rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon's depths. This is a very, very good anime, and this is going to be a topic I will bring up. I think it'll be it's part of the isekai topic I will bring up. I'll explain more details. Did a trailer for this during the very first episode of I believe it was episode 1. I did the trailer for this one. Let me double check. I remember the order I did this. No, actually, it was episode. Let me see. I know. Oh, they took. That's why. Yeah, it was either episode 1 or episode 2. I did it because apparently I'm looking through my list of my trailers I had saved. Apparently they took it out. So, well, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I'm going to kind of Just thoughts in my head. Crud. Alright, yeah. So yeah, so that's gonna be something. So I did do an episode. So if you ever get a chance to look at either episode 1 or episode 2, I did do a trailer for it. I think it was a teaser for it. So if you guys get a chance to check it out, I'll just put the links down below for that so you can actually look at the episode 1. I'll give you exactly where it was at and go from there. So there's that one. And then on the 12th, it was actually, which I also did do, was like the second episode. The Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. This is also, again, the Isekai episode I'm thinking in my head. We'll go into details on that another time. So we'll go from there. So there's that. And then we don't know exactly when, but we're still waiting on the release date. But I am actually anticipating this one too. Solo Leveling Season 2 is basically coming. So we don't know the actual release date, but I am looking forward to it. But I know the movie is actually coming out, I think, I want to say in a couple of weeks, to maybe about start of January, somewhere around there. We may actually get the movie coming out before we get the anime. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, the other one I said is Sakamoto Days is another one. I did a trailer for that one. That's another one I'm actually looking forward to. And I think there was... I'm trying to think of something else. There is another one, but I'm not going to try to attempt to say it because I kind of want to save this for with Sandstorm on it, because me and him actually saw the trailer and we was kind of questioning it. Now we have answers. So, yeah. Alright, so that's it for that right there. So let's get into the topic at hand. We are talking about rom-coms. So, I really kind of wish, my friends here, Vito and Sandstorm here, because they're actually would love to hear this topic, but I'll do the best of my abilities to explain this. So, rom-coms to me are they're kind of like the mixtures of like romance and comedy, or drama and comedy whatsoever. So basically we have these animes that that could be, how do I phrase this? I'm gonna take a perfect prime example. We'll take Kaguya-sama, basically. Love is War. That's a perfect prime example. Because you have the comedy aspect to it. You have a lot of comedy aspect to it, but then you also have the romance section of it, because the fact of the concept of the story is basically you have two people who like each other, but it's a war. It's kind of like a game of chess, basically, and all they're doing is like to see who can actually confess first, and say like, oh, like I love you or I love you back. But it's like the concept of like how they go about doing this is so hilarious, because you see everything that's happening and what's going on and all these, you know, thought process and loopholes and everything else that's going on. It's hilarious. Like, you have to see it. It's 3 seasons long. We got the we even got the conclusion of it and everything else, which I was very happy with it. So I was like, yes, thank you. I'm happy. Thank you very much. It's definitely worth watching. I had a friend of mine, so I said, yo, check this out, because I couldn't stop laughing, because it has a ton of like misunderstanding situations where it just becomes insane, and I love it. Words can you describe how much it was. So there's one. I'm about to pull up my other list because I can't even think of half of the names of this thing. Where are you, Crunchyroll? Because I need to pull this up. My brain is like doing this dance of like trying to memorize all names. Let's see. Oh, come on. Why is it doing this? Okay, this thing is being stupid. Anyways. Really? Wow, it's not letting me scroll down. Okay, you are being a bum. Okay, so that's just being weird. I don't know why it's doing that, and I'm not going to go to hassle for that. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up Crunchyroll, and I'm trying to, like, give me the list, and it's being stupid because it's not letting me scroll down. Let's see. There we go. Because that's why I can do it. Oh, here we go. Perfect. This is perfect. Is it in the list too? Yep. Kaguya-sama loves war. Um, Romance comedies is basically the primary subject. Uh, there's some isekai stuff in here that's actually puts in the category as well. Let me see. Another good one I can say, which I prefer. How's that? That's a different subject. That's just comedy straight off the bat. Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid is like it's more comedy than romance. It's more comedy all the way around the board. I'm not gonna lie. Where is it? I know there's one on my list that really catch my attention. Um, yeah, this one was funny too. Love After World Domination was a funny one. This is the one where um I guess you have like the Power Rangers and you have the villains whatsoever. So you have like the Red Ranger is in love with the leader of the villains, and they actually have this relationship with each other, and they like have this secret relationship hiding from their members whatsoever, so they don't know that like oh they're actually dating whatsoever, but at the same time we're also acting like we're villains. So I this is too funny. Um, I do like how I went about. I need to definitely check this out in English dub because I want to see how it sounds in English dub. There are some animes I do like to check out English dub because of the fact of like they're have their moments where it's like okay the voices fit where they go or it doesn't, but it's like can you still give me the same punchlines as you did in Japanese? So it's one of those hit and miss situations. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. So it just depends. There's that one. I'm trying to see where's the other one at. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. And I'm looking at this list, like going through it, because I really do not see it on the list. Wow, that's surprising. Because I'm under the comedy section too. Because to me personally, I think, and this is me personally, that this one fits the category. Wow, that's some old ones. Wow, I cannot talk about those. Um, I'm trying to find a good one because I feel like some of these on the list, there's some good ones, but I mean like there's good ones and there's good ones. Um, damn it, where is it? I'm looking for that one's just interesting. I'm looking for it. Nope, not that one. I think I need to go into. No, not that one. I know ReZero kind of has that too, but I haven't really kind of dived into the ReZero series. I know like 3 seasons, and we've been waiting for season 3. Uh, I don't know how I feel about that. That one kind of didn't catch my attention. All right, let's go back one. Let's go to the popular section because I know there's a good chunk of it on the list. That one's actually a good one. Can I really consider? I mean, it does have drama. It has drama, definitely. It has romance and it has drama. I think my other one on my list I could definitely say would be My Dress Up Darling would be another one on the list. This one's actually it has its comedy moments because of the fact of like if you understand the concept of the story. Basically you have I can't remember the guy's name. Let me see. Yeah, Goto. Sorry, I just looked at it just now. So, right now Goto is basically a high school student who basically makes Hina dolls with his grandfather. But he kind of does it like secretly whatsoever. He didn't want nobody to find out about his secrets. And then all of a sudden he meets this girl who is a big fan of anime and wants to cosplay and everything else, and she wants to make her own costumes whatsoever. But in the process of it, she finds him trying to do, Hina dolls whatsoever, and then he's like, "Look, I'll let you make your costume and everything else." And so you see this journey of him making these costumes for this girl, down the road, who is a actual model, who's really is a model. And so you see their adventure going through that whatsoever, but you also see the comedy of it because of there are these things called misunderstandings, because with to make anime be common, make it like a rom-com situation, is that there's always got to be these certain situations you get into that are misunderstandings, and it's like you see like what the heck's going on, and it's like, wait, what? And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, what the heck just happened? It just went so not left field. It just went from like 0 to 100 in a matter of like 10 seconds, and then you're like, oh, what the heck? And it just becomes straight funny in its own entity. So that's like how I look at it from that perspective. So My Dress Up Darling is a good one I like to choose from, because I can literally watch this more than once, and I am literally waiting for season 2 because I have read the manga, and I'm super ahead of the manga, because I can definitely see it being like a season 3 or season 4, because there are some things that's happened, because they're all I ask for when season 2 comes out, because it's been announced, but it hasn't been announced when. But the thing I'm looking forward to, there's a scene I want to see, and I want to see in anime form, because I want to see people's reaction to it, because it makes it be not just epic, but it makes it so hilarious in a way, because I'm like, wow, you guys went this far for this. So that's another one on my list. I definitely recommend to watch, and definitely something to do with the rom coms. Um, so I don't know how I feel about this one, and this is just me personally, but I'm also trying to see if it's in here, if this is also in here. Because that one should be in the list, because it's part of rom com, and it's part of. I don't see it. It's making me sad. That one's actually a good one. Where is it? So, because I don't want to actually say it until I actually see it in the list, because I feel like it should be part of the list as well. If it's, I feel like it's more comedy than a rom com, but I really think it should be a rom com, because the other one, I don't see it. It makes me mad. So, okay, so apparently this is not in the list, but I really think it should be in the list, just to let you know. So, there's an anime called, let me pull it up, because I had it there for a second, then I just like left it for a minute. Let's see. Where'd it go? It was all the way at the top. It should be. Oh, there it is. That's it. I was looking for. I'll bring it up in a minute. I found the other one I was looking for because I couldn't figure out the name. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. But see, it's not. That's what makes me mad. It's not in this list, and it makes me so angry. Don't toy with me. Don't toy with me, Miss Nagatoro. That one, I feel like I can understand it being a rom com, but it's kind of like. Here, okay, so here's how I feel about this. Okay, so just so you understand, there's Don't Toy Me, Miss Nagatoro, and there's Uzuki-chan Wants to Hang Out. Now, please understand this very well, and I say this, like, not full-heartedly, but to understand it. I prefer, and this is me personally, because I've seen both of them. I really have. And with both seasons, because I know both of them are going to get season 3s. I don't know when we're getting them, but they're going to happen. But I don't know which one's going to get first. So, Nagatoro, I kind of start reading the mangas, but I did find out something in it because of certain things with me reading stuff, or more like letting it listen to. I kind of know something way far ahead than I know, which I was kind of like knew was going to happen. Versus reading every single scene for Uzuki-chan is like it's priceless. So when I say about the whole concept of misunderstanding situation, Uzuki-chan fits the bill dramatically. Every single episode is always a misunderstanding situation that turns into a complete comedy fest. The only reason why I think it's not in the romance section is because, and I say this not as a spoiler or anything else, is because we have to wait till season 3. I think when season 3 happens, because there are hints and clues and stuff like that with season 2, and it's close to the end of season 2, you find out. But with season 3, it really sets the stage even better than that should put into this category. But again, I still count it as a rom-com because I honestly think it deserves to be one. Because the thing about Uzuki-chan and Nagatoro is that Nagatoro, Don't Toy Me Nagatoro, Miss Nagatoro, is trying to do, I call it the Uzuki-chan treatment. The only reason why I feel like it's trying to do that is because you have high school students versus college students, where a lot of stuff you can get away with a lot of stuff with college students, but then when you have high school students, there's limitations that you can't do, and I feel like that was the concept that they want to do with Nagatoro. They want to do the Uzuki-chan treatment, but they couldn't because with Uzuki-chan, they're college students. There's a lot of stuff that can happen, and they can get away with it. Versus with this, you couldn't get away with it because of the fact of they're high school students, and for not for adults and different things like that. It makes no sense. So there's that. So that's why I said, like, don't get me wrong, Nagatoro is good, but I still prefer Uzuki-chan wants to hang out. I still prefer it more than anything. More than anything in the world. So I recommend people checking it out. Uzuki-chan is hilarious. I thought it was going to be trash because I was like, it felt like I couldn't get into it. But I think, like, once I kind of got past episode 1, I think the first little bit of episode 1, and then kind of like getting introduced, like, I think when like episode 2 kicked in, it just started getting funnier and funnier, and it just keeps better because season 2 made it too priceless in so many ways. And it's like, I have a favorite episode. I think it's episode 9 or 10. Let me see, because I really feel like one of these episodes has been the episode of episodes. Let me see. I think it is. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, let's go to popular. Because I think it definitely should pop up. Oh, God. I forgot that was on the list. Where is it at? There it is. Uzuki-chan wants to hang out. What is the episode number for? Episode 8 of season 2. And I cannot get over that episode because of the fact of it's a specific part that makes me laugh every single time, and it just gets too funny. So there's that. The last one I want to bring up, and I saw it because I was like, how did I miss this? And I totally forgot about it. So this one is the anime I've been very anticipating, and I definitely consider this as a rom-com very well because of like the situations and everything else. And you have to kind of pay attention to it. The Duke of Death and his maid. So the reason why I put this as one of the things on the list is because the Duke of Death. So to understand the story, so you don't really find out the dude's name, the main character's name. So basically he's just called Duke, but you find, I'm not gonna say anymore because that's like at the very end you find out the actual name and stuff. But I forgot anyways. So then you do know the maid's name. Her name is Alice, and then I think they had said his name a bunch of times, but I kind of was paying attention. But I think it's more because I was thinking like it's the Duke. So basically, the synopsis of this anime is that at a very young age, he, being an innocent kid whatsoever, he was cursed by a witch. The witch cursed him with the gift of anything he touches will die, no matter what. Whether it's a flower, whether it's a flower, pizza, piano's different. I think it's like just certain that anything that has life, basically. Whether it's a human being, a bird, and like whether it's an animal, a plant, or a person, no matter what he touches, it dies. So you go through this whole like ordeal of the Duke and the maid, where the maid has feeling like you already can see the maid has feelings for the Duke, and she does all these things like she'll do like I wouldn't say pervy situations, like she'll say like, oh, you can look, you can um like look up my skirt or look up my dress or different like, and it's I'm like, what the heck's wrong with you? But then she knows that the dude can't do anything, so she teases him through every single episode. She teases him, but it's wholesome because of the fact of like she does it because she knows that he's not gonna do it and he's not gonna do something perverted or anything else to her because of the fact of for two reasons. Because one, he cares too much for her, and two, because of the fact of he doesn't want her to die. So you kind of go through the whole ordeal of the story and everything else, and you understand what happens. So, but then as you get deeper into the series, you have to really pay attention because as the story progresses, the Duke found because there's also a key factor to the story. Um, so the key factor to the story is that in order to like, I guess his mother basically, not say kicked him out of the house, but it's like we put you into this mansion with this butler and Alice, so they'll take care of you until you can find a way to break the curse. So until then, you're staying in this house until you break the curse. So there are certain people who show up and everything else, and like his little sister, different things like that. So it's kind of it's a interesting it's a very good anime, and I like it. And I need to. I think it's already the anime is officially done. We have 3 seasons, and I was very ready for season 3 because when I found out season 3 was coming, I literally decided to watch it, go binge through season 2, dive into season 3. I think like I finished season 2, and then I had to wait about a week until season 3 came out, and then I started watching season 3, and I kind of like let it build up a little bit. And then when it got closer to the end, when I started certain things happened, I was like, all right, let's go, we're going in. So yeah, there's a lot more rom-coms that I definitely recommend people to check out. There's some other ones in here, like I'll bring up some of the stuff on the list, like let's see. I'm in love with the villainess is a good one. Read the mangas for that, but it's also an isekai situation. Again, I will bring this up out. There are some isekai stuff I do want to bring up, but I do want to bring it up more detailed of it in the next couple episodes later down the road, so you guys will understand, because there's like these are actually good stuff to bring up. So I got a nice little topic to bring up. Another one is actually the Ice Guy. Let's see, the Ice Guy and his cool female colleague is another good one. The Angel Next Door, Spoiler Me Rotten, which is a good one. Um, I'm not gonna say the whole entire name of this, but I'm just gonna call it the Seventh Loop. The seventh time loop is also a good one. There's some on, if there's not here on Crunchyroll, definitely check out High Dive. High Dive has some other ones too, as well. Darling of the France is a good one. It's a mixture between mechs, romance, rom-com, other kind of stuff like there. Signs of Affection is a really good wholesome anime. I need to finish it. Basically, it's about this guy who kind of goes around the world and actually kind of goes around the world and actually see all these different sites and bring stuff back from all these different countries whatsoever. And then you have this girl who does not talk whatsoever, but she used sign language to basically express her feelings whatsoever. So I definitely recommend that one. I'm still working on finishing that one. The Ancient Magus Bride is also a good one. It's hilarious. The Wise Man's Grandson is actually hilarious. It's good. I'm actually reading the manga because I don't know when we're gonna season 2 because it's a whole. There's so much. There's so much content that's missing, and I'm mad. But I'm actually happy I'm reading it. But I'm taking my time reading this because as it's building up, there's more and more, and it's getting interesting as the story goes. Let me see. I'm gonna try to attempt to say this. Let's see. Haru Maya. I think I'm saying it, or Miya. Sorry, Haru Miya. Basically, okay. I think I got it right. I think there's something else I'm looking for. So yeah, Haru Miya is actually a very good anime. This has a nice little some slice of life, comedy, drama, romance, different things like that. Season 1 is good because of the fact that like you're kind of getting the story from start to finish, but then season 2 is basically it's the same names, but it's called The Missing Pieces. Basically, it's basically filling the blanks where certain part of season 1 that we did not get, that we get to see, and it's all just straight, like, there's all straight comedy and stuff like that, so it's also really good episode. So I definitely recommend this one more than anything. I like season 2 is one of my all-time favorites because of a lot of the funniness is actually in season 2. A lot of the funniness. Season 1 has, the starting point, like the introductories, and then it gets to the funniness, and then it gets close to the seriousness, and then everything else. So it's actually pretty good. So I definitely recommend that. So yeah, there's, like I said, definitely check out Uzui-chan. I definitely recommend that 100%. So definitely see how it goes. But yeah, so let's get into these trailers, guys, because we're at a good amount of time, surprisingly. Yeah, so let's get into these animes here. So I'm gonna go and show you 4 trailers. Just go from here, because I had a lot more. I really want to do 5, but I was gonna do 4, but I'm gonna do 4 because of like time frames and different time and stuff like that. Because yeah, go from there. So, okay, I think I have it here. Cool. So we're gonna get into the first trailer and make sure we are set. Pause that real quick. All right, so I have brought this up earlier because I said there are some animes I was really anticipating stuff. So we're gonna get into the first one that I was at, one of the 3 I was actually very anticipating. So let's get straight into it. So this one is actually called. Let me get out of this. Close to that. There we go. This is the one I told you about. Basically, I said I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll sell any boss to clock out on time. So let's get started.
それでは、いってらっしゃいませ。ギルドの受付嬢。デスクワークだから絶対安全。公務だから安心安定。保証された生活。手厚い福利厚生。終身雇用。そして定時で帰れるはずだった。2級ライセンスカードをご提示ください。
受付嬢ならライセンスカードなど見なくてもわかるだろう。
次の方どうぞ。昼間は大混雑の受付作業、夜は大量の残務処理という地獄絵図だ。でももう限界全部あのボスのせい。クソだクソだクソだクソだ。残業なんてクソだ。絶対定時で帰ってやる。
ここは危険だ。逃げろ。
スキル発動。お前がいつまでも倒されないから残業が終わんないんだよ。クソがギルドの受付嬢ですが、残業は嫌なのでボスをソロ討伐しようと思います。
ボスを一撃。
創作依頼書。
いやー、まさか受付嬢だなんて思わないよな。
Alright, so so there we go, guys. There's our first one right here. So let me explain how I feel about this one. I think there was another trailer I had seen before, and it was a little bit more detailed. One. So I guess this is the one I actually found so far before I found the new one. This one I'm actually looking forward to very well because this kind of remind me of I can't remember the full name of it. It's a super long name. It was like Bowerful. I think like Bowerful. I think it was. Pause. I'm just gonna say that for now. Basically, it's like what is it freaking called? It is a Pacific name, and I laugh so much every time. Let me figure out the name because I can't remember the full long name. Because I remember something. Oh, there it is. Found it. It reminds me of the anime called I Don't Want to Get Hurt, so I max out my defense. That's what they kind of remind me of. It kind of reminds me of like the main character who put all her points into defense, literally. So because seeing her with the hammer and everything else, I'm like, all right, you're kind of giving me this vibe like you just want to like be the strongest person in the world and everything else. But now we have a guild receptionist. And it's kind of weird because of the fact of, like, you would think, like, of many animes we have seen where adventurers come in and they go to the guild receptionist and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll give you this, like, we'll give you this, you know, your money, different things like that, or, you know, just guild points, whatever the situation is. But to actually have a guild receptionist, like, kind of like, okay, I'm getting sick and tired of this whole situation. I'm going to go defeat all these bosses. Screw this. So, yeah, it kind of reminds me, that one, and it kind of reminds me, that which one too? I think there's a second one, which we're getting in season 2. I think it's called fudge. What is it called? I can't remember the name of it. Let's see. I think it's like, oops, something with slimes. Oh, I've been killing slimes. Yeah, that's the other one. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. So that's like the two that catches my attention when I look at this anime. So I definitely am looking forward to this because I seen a better trailer and I thought this was the one that had a little bit more details and everything else, like trailer wise. So I'm looking forward to this. So I'm really excited for this one. So yeah. So let's get into the next trailer here. Let's see if we can get out of here and get to the next one. Okay. So yeah. So let's pull this up. Go to the next one. Pause this, and here we go. So this is also the second anime I was actually looking forward to and ready for season 2. It's called The Unnamed Memories. Is basically what I told you. So this is now getting to season 2. This is actually what I'm looking forward to as well. So let's check it out.
起きてしまった事象は変えられない。もう歴史のどこにも存在しない。その代わりに今、ここには自分たちがいる。
さあ、新たな歴史の始まりだ。
使用者を過去に飛ばすんです。
確かに危険な代物だが使いようによっては便利じゃないか。
違うんです。時間を停滞させることはできても遡ることは。
世界は改ざんされても本来の姿近くに収束する。だからきっかけを待っている。
私はあなたを死なせたくないわ。
それじゃない、別の虫だ。
お前は死すべき子だ。
その声。
オスカー、いなくならないで。
大丈夫だ。全て俺が選んでやってることだ。不満はないし後悔もない。だからいつまでもそんな風に泣くな。
オスコ、私は愛し続けます。この気持ちこそが永遠とさよならの隙間から君が笑ってみせるから。
俺はお前に救われるな。
私はこれで十分です。
必ず帰ってこいよ。
お任せください。では始めましょう。生きてく
So, all right. So this is also again another one of my animes I'm actually looking forward to very well. Because how the first season ended, and it left me with a complete like, why did this happen? And with a bunch of it left me with a bunch of questions. I was like, why did this happen? What's going on? How could you? It was like I had so many different emotions. How I felt, how it ended. I was like, I need more answers. I need answers now. So now I guess we're finally gonna be getting answers where we left off, and I'm hoping certain things happen because with things how it ended in season one and what the main character did to her, and I don't, not in a bad way. It's just like it's something more deeper than what it is, and it's not like something bad. It's just kind of like he did something to help her, and it set the stage for something that basically like, oh wait, what? So definitely, I'm definitely looking forward to this. We're also getting this soon. I think it's on. I think I said what, the 11th. I think I said it was. Is either the 11th or the 7th. I think I said it was coming. Do I still have it up? Where's that? Oh yeah, I got rid of them. Dang it. Oh, here we go. Whoops. I said this one was coming. Oh, it was the 7th. Okay, so yeah. So that was on the 7th, and the previous trailer I showed you guys was coming out on... Where'd it go? On the 10th. So yeah, so we got those coming out. So definitely check this out. It's actually, if you guys have not seen the first season of Unnamed Memories, basically, definitely check it out. It's actually good. It starts off a little slow, just letting you guys know, but it does pick up because you kind of have to pay attention to what's going on and stuff. So that's definitely... So now let's get into the next trailer, which is also the third one I'm actually looking forward to. My third anime I'm looking forward to. So let's get started. So this one is actually called I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class. So let's check it out.
俺の名前は北条斎藤。常に成績トップの天才高校生だ。そんな俺には世界で一番苦手な天敵がいる。それが桜森茜だ。黙っていれば美少女なのに、こいつとは何かと喧嘩ばかり。そんな相性最悪な俺たちが
二人とも結婚しなさい。
は？でも嫌い合っている二人の新婚生活がうまくいくはずもなく。
私たちのことクラスのみんなに言ったら殺すから。
私とかはどうかな。シセは兄くんのことが本当に大好き。私が全部奪ってあげる。
負けないから。私何を言っているのかしら。
素直にせいや、私も好きね。やきもきは嫌な。
嫁が辛そうにしているのに放ってはおけない。
嫁ってセクハラ。
ちゃんと説明するか。
キュッとしてほしいかな。私先輩のこと気に入っちゃった。兄くんの人生はシセの手に握られている。
嫁がいるのに他の子と仲良くしすぎるのはダメだからね。
あんたのこと大嫌いなんだから。
クラスの大嫌いな女子と結婚することになった。2025年1月より放送開始。
Okay. Watching the actual video, because I did not watch the video to this, and I'm so tempted to watch it, and I was very looking forward to it. So yeah, now actually seeing it, like certain scenes and stuff, because I have kind of listened / watched watched the manga for it. And now actually reading more of it, it gets interesting to a point, and I might say we might be getting to season 2, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm still kind of working on the manga, because it's hilarious. I love it because the situations of how they go and everything else. Because it's the beginning. I think it's like the first I think it's gonna be the first two or three episodes is gonna make me laugh a lot because episode one is gonna be the biggest part that's gonna make me laugh because of the fact of like they hate each other so much, but then they end up getting married because of their grandparents, and you have to. And I'm not gonna spoil the whole thing because it's a lot to it, and there's a lot of situations happen later down the road. But the big episode one is gonna be the one that's like set the bar very high, and I feel like it's gonna be good. So this is actually gonna be a really good anime, and I definitely cannot wait to check this out. I believe this one is actually gonna be the same date as. Let me see. Or it's gonna be earlier. No, it's gonna be the 3rd of January. So we get down on the 3rd of January. So that's gonna be great. Let's see what's next. All right, so that was 3. So let's get into. I think we can do let's do one more. So let's get into our last trailer. So let's get started on this. So this one is actually called From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. So let's check it out.
俺は峠を過ぎたおっさんで特別指南役なんてとても。
アリューシア・シュトラスです。我々門弟が先生を盛り立てますので存分にご指導ください。先生、お久しぶりっす。また先生に教えてもらえるの嬉しいっす。
天下の騎士団長様が
2025年4月放送開始。なんなのこの子たち。
Alright, so this one is going to be a very interesting one to deal with. So I feel like I think I actually heard or kind of read a little bit about this one. I'm not 100% sure, but I think because without having the subtitles and everything else, which I could have turned them on, but I was kind of like going with it how it is. It looks interesting, but I feel like I heard a little bit about it, but then I never got a chance to finish it, so I'm not 100% sure because I think once I kind of see it with the subtitles and everything else and kind of see the names, maybe it'll click to me a little bit better. So it does look interesting in a way, but I mean, I'll check it out. It's going to be one of those things where it's like, I may have to see the first episode and see how this, because again, I got to use my 3 rules. It's like, it's 3 things got to happen. It's like, the opening song and the ending song has to catch my attention, and the introductory, like the very first episode, has to also sell me very well. Those are the 3 things, those are the 3 things that really it has to catch my attention for this anime, for it to me to catch it. So there's that. I'm definitely so I'll give it a chance and check it out because I know we're gonna be getting that soon. I believe the release date for that one is. Do we have the release date for that one? I'm looking for it right now. Give me a second. I think I saw it earlier, or there's no release date. Let's see. I don't think there's a release date. No, there's no release date for it. So I have to wait till it comes out. Wait till we get it. I think it's in here somewhere, but I don't see it at the moment. So, yeah, I don't see it. So it's not on the list yet. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's not on the list yet. So we don't have a release date for it at the moment. Let me double check. I'm just double checking to make sure. Yeah, it's coming in 2020. Oh, I think it's April. Yeah, it's coming out in April, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just looking at it right now. So yeah, April. So April of 2025, we should be getting it. So we don't have the release date. So I think it's gonna be around springtime. We're gonna get this. So yeah. So, but other than that, guys, that is it. That was going on an hour and 30 minutes. Very surprising. I was not surprised that you go this long. I literally was thinking it was gonna be an hour, but I didn't expect that. So. Alright, so I'll actually say, basically how Vito says, say out the pimps and everything else, so I'll bring out everything else. So I know Sandstorm's gonna actually I know Sandstorm's gonna have the Sandstorm show, on Saturday, every Saturday at 7 o'clock. I don't know what the topic is whatsoever. I'm just gonna take a guess, it might actually be, Maybe about the video game awards. Maybe, I'm not sure. That, it's up to him, his call on that. He also is going to be on the Winging the podcast. I believe is on every Sunday. I believe it's going to be for that. On that, and then I don't know the times for that one. And then he also has the Juices. I think it's going to be the Juices Loose on Monday. So there's going to be a topic on that. I think all the reader topics are going to be definitely about the awards. But again, I'm not sure. That's kind of up to them in their call. So there's that. For the Vitoverse and the Vito variants. So the Vitoverse the Vitoverse is every Friday, every other Friday, and the Vito variants is every Thursday. So he at 9:30. So I don't know. I think we're gonna be getting ready to do our Christmas special. I believe next week for next Friday. So we'll have that up and running and ready to go. So there's that. And then as for me, Noonami, we basically have episode 6 coming out, and that's going to be a very interesting week because that's actually, that's going to be Christmas week. That's going to be a couple days after Christmas. So I was not going to have an episode, but I decided I will do it because even though this is the week of Christmas, it's going to be on the 27th, so I will do episode 6. And episode 6, we're going to be focusing on horror animes because Vito has been wanting to talk about this, and I can't wait for him to get on to actually talk about the horror animes because we have a few on the list that we need to check out and recommend. I have a few, he has a few. I think there's one that's already out. I don't remember if it's I know Crunchyroll has it, and I think what's the other company? I think it's Netflix has it as well. I forget the name of it's called. It starts with a U, but I can't remember the name of it, and it's already been out already. Because I think we had a little clip of it on our first or second episode. There's that, and so Noonami is actually going to be every other week, every other Friday. That's not the Vitoverse, I will say. So Vitoverse one Friday, and then Nami the other Friday. So it's always going to be alternate, basically how that works out. So every 9:30, I will basically have the Nami, and then stay tuned. I do have some videos to post and everything else. I'm working on, like I said, the Portrait of Ruins. I'm actually going in. I'm working on Castle number 2, or Portrait number. I'm sorry, not Castle. Portrait number 2, because these are actually pictures. They're actually pictures I have to go through. So I'm working on the second picture right now. We're halfway done with that, so I may do another recording very soon. The ones I have now, I'm going to do some work on it and put them together with a nice little transitions and everything else to it to make it work and go from there. So, alright guys, I do appreciate you guys coming. Thank you all. This, like I said, this is my first time actually doing this by myself, so I hope you guys actually enjoy this video very well. Nice little 1 hour and 34 minutes. It's much of like how I express, how I feel. It may not be the best of what I did, but I did the best I can. I do appreciate you guys for coming. Thank you all. Until then, you guys have a good one. Have a blessed one. Until then, see you guys next time. Peace.